My life is artwork, you might not understand this. The way that I spit is like putting strokes on the canvas. Taking notes of all the urban cries. Put it down, materialize, then watch as the paint dries. Better bet the ink, cause every time I think it's time to keep afloat while these other cats sink. No Titanic, too over dramatic. I feel like new edition in the brain now. Tell me, can you stand it? With each word I'm building me a steeple. And if you open my works up, there you'll find my cathedral. You got your wood stains, a little glass paint, but it all tell a story, man. Think that it can't. Where I come from, it's deer hunters and street guns. So I spray these words like the Uzi weighs a ton. It's that heavy. I'm pouring this out from my heart to give you the truth the way that you see it's art. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that spit is just like a brush stroke. Paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that it spit is like a brush stroke. Paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a picture. Yo, this life is hard. My prescription, better yet my mission is to visualize and give the world vision. Work to heal the streets with a little audio heat. It's moving all out over laid back beats. A to the R to the T, Wisco flow. Like you're in a gallery and see a Picasso. But this ain't Picasso, baby. Even though it's like Jay, cause it's gonna drive the world crazy. This is for those admiring and looking. I heat it up for Instagram and Pinterest cooking. It's so acrylic every time that I spit it. My foliage show that I all get it. Speaking of, this art get wows and awes. Like a masterpiece that's up in the halls. Everything is so realistic, but better yet, man, yo, it's so artistic. Cause and you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that's spit is just like a brush stroke. Paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke, and everything that it spit is like a brush stroke. Paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. My glazing, bring the pick on home. I'm just an artiste in the Midwest zone. Now it's a lot of cats that paint, but they ain't making art. Cause they be lying from the very start. So I make it a point that I paint what I feel. Cause I know deep inside what I feel is all real. And this exhibit don't end till I say so. Sincerely yours, Michael Tangelo. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke. And the way that it spit is like a brush stroke. Paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. Now you can tell by the voice that it ain't a joke. And the way that it spit is like a brush stroke. Paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a pitch, paint a picture. Yo, this life is artwork. It's all artwork, baby. Welcome to my masterpiece, theater. Now you can go on and get a bootleg of it if you need to, you know what I'm saying? You can hang it on your wall, you don't even need a frame. Yo, this life is artwork.
Hello, we are the Real Bravado Network, and we examine Black people relationships from an image perspective. Image impacts and influences your life and life experiences. It also determines how you were treated and how serious you will be taken. It can also influence your mobility, up or down. Image is a reputation that you are known for, which includes your behaviors, your character, and your appearance. The Real Bravado Network can't complete these objectives without a forensic examination of the three phases of the live stream: her image, his image, and our collective image. The Real Bravado Network want Black men and women to win with each other. One way of doing that is to protect each other's image but first, examining what we have done to our collective image. Please support the Real Bravado Network on YouTube by clicking subscribe, hitting the thumbs up button, clicking the bell notification for updates, and leaving a comment in the comment section. Here at the Real Bravado Network, we dare to be bold, not silent.
Yeah. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had a bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
How rap turned bad, I never know. I remember Ozone and Turbo and Curtis Blow solo singing. These are the breaks. The first time I heard a Too Short tape. Controversy on where it started and what state. In '88, I watched it elevate. It got so large, the corporate America made it circulate. Now thanks to that, it's money in gangsta rap. Try to eliminate vinyl, man, these motherfuckers done snap. I feel like that was direct blow, aimed toward the ghetto. They don't fucking rock and roll, it's like taking guitars out of heavy metal. And I ain't gonna settle for that, so I keep my shit waxed. For my hip hop heads and my turntable and crate cats. Down to keep it underground, without the railroad. 100 million copies made, that's 100 million copies sold. So fuck platinum and gold, I'm on some next level, yo. Make the scientists add an element to the periodical. I'm Christopher Columbus, I'm unchartable. Until I hit land, the dirtiest nigga around. Esau, shit, black sand. And I ain't a liar, I do it for the money and the fans. And the power that I feel, when the mic's in my hands. It be like,
who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
Yo, push the envelope, raise prices up and down like ski slopes. Ghetto wishes and lost hopes. Move past the slowpoke, selling chopped up soap. I parlay amongst my people, I parlay amongst my folks. Spitting hip hop quotes. This rap life, this street life ain't no motherfucking joke. I'm daily dreaming about 30,000 dedicated fans. Real life one-man bands, DJ speaking with his hands. But on the other hand, we splurge grands. Rolling in a full-size Chevy Conversion van. Thinking up power moves, schemes, and scams. And how can we make these G's expand? My next plan, credit card schemes and scan. Triple beams and grams. Before this thing called hip-hop, I take a firm
it's time
stand.
to make a statement. I'm trying to be your man when boys is trying to be complacent. My motivation is to inspire innovation. Without hesitation, we pioneers in this situation. Real MCs are chosen to create messages spoken. Hip-hop's a way of life that can't be taken for a joking. Now through it all, I stand and pledge my devotion. Let my words soothe the world like tough skin and lotion. Lessons of life are vitamins again and again. Stress up my shoulders through the weed and the pen. I holds my head up, walking through doors of the setup. Cause niggas wait for niggas to fall, that's how they place their bet up. I'm not afraid, since hip-hop needs an upgrade. It's time to be the grand marshal of the ticker tape parade. I try to say what most won't, and do what most don't. Stop thinking that I can't, and stop saying that I ain't. I dare to be different, yo, that's part of being gifted. They charge room large, make sure my people is uplifted. I push for the realness, till God decide to end it. The mid mess my domain, so I ride, I independent. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? And take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope. Who's keeping it real? Who's really had the bad deal? What's the point of a pill and touching what you can't feel? Take each quote, let that provide hope. Now walk in silence and push the envelope.
king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, and I will never knew. Plotting for my phone, you getting hate for treason. I don't have to please, do anything I feel. Haters gonna talk, don't listen to the shit. They tryna be like me, they know they can, yo. Can't even get close, I'm on a pedestal, sitting on my throne. My neck be decked in gold, I don't do no host, I've got a queen, though. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing my thing. Mess with me and you could get forgotten, just let it sing. I don't play, I just win, every day I get it in. I'm a king, I told you guys before, ready for the war, to get me way much more. Gather all these spoils, add them to my kingdom. Shout out to my fans for pledging your allegiance. You get a reward, the best flow you've ever heard. I don't be mixing with birds, I'm a lion on the surge. Always pushing to the edge, facing arrows, never scared. For my greatness I'm a servant, only under myself. I'm a king, cause I do what I want and what I need. I don't need you to nobody, I'm busy doing.
Welcome to my impromptu stream. Lord have mercy. It ain't nothing more lonely than having your chat completely empty. I am not going to be on here long. I'm going to go in a few minutes. I'm actually going to go over and join Smoke and Talking. They're actually talking about and paying tribute to Kevin Samuels. So I'm going to go over to Smoke and Talk in a little bit. But I just wanted to come up and just say a few words. And then I'm going to get out of here. Because ain't nobody here but me right now. And that's okay. That's the worst thing as a live streamer, boy. When you go live and like ain't nobody in your chat, ain't nobody talking to you, ain't nobody watching. You know, they'll watch back later, you know, a lot of times. But yeah, especially when you're streaming on an off night. Friday's a hard night to stream. But before we get started with my thoughts on what I'm going to talk about today with Kevin Samuels, I'm actually going to play I'm going to play something from MTR that he recorded a year ago today. So we're going to sit back. We're going to listen to MTR. His words, I think, are way more prolific than mine will ever be on this subject. So without any further ado, here we go with Mr. MTR.
What a difference a day makes. Right now I have May 5th at 9:05 p.m. On my clock. I spoke to O'Shea, I think about an hour or so ago, who passed on the news. I'm not typically one for hearsay or gossip, so I much rather hold back and wait for the actual news to occur. It's hard for me to put into words what I feel like right now. It feels like a numbing pain, if that makes sense. It feels like I'm in pain, but there's Novocaine over my body. So I know I'm in pain, but I just feel numb. Forgive me, I have a very small family, so I'm not accustomed to death amongst my family or my friends. You guys don't know this, but you'd have no way to know this because, I've never really talked about this, but I began developing a friendship with Kevin about a year or so ago. We just DM'd each other on Instagram, like, hey man, I like your content. Hey man, I like your content too. Exchanged numbers and we just began to have conversations. Those conversations, which typically focused from a business perspective, from strategy to gaining audience to reach, began to transition into a friendship. Over the last several months, I talked to Kevin on the phone, if not every day, every other day. This YouTube thing is weird. It's very weird. We're just talking to a camera about our thoughts and our ideologies, and there's no expectation that people would even want to hear the things that you have to say or even care. But I get emails specific to young men that say that if it wasn't for hearing this specific thing in a video, I would have deleted myself off this planet. And I know if I got them, Kevin got them. I know Kevin got them. So it's odd in a sense because we're just talking in front of a lens and you really don't understand the impact or the reach of how many people that you can touch with the words that just come from our mind. But Kevin was an absolute expert at it. I consider him a friend. I considered him a mentor. I considered him an uncle. I considered him someone I could just talk to with things about. What I found is speaking from a man's perspective, one of which typically is not a perspective that has been put on a pedestal for decades within our media. And because it's so different, people will remove themselves from your lives. They will ostracize you. They don't get it. They don't understand the importance. They don't know why men need to be affirmed. They don't care as to a man's plight, how a man should be looking at a particular situation. Kevin was the leader in that. He had an uncanny ability, and I would tell him this, and I'd ask him, how is it that you do this? But he has an uncanny ability to take these complex, abstract issues and or problems and to communicate it in a way that is so clever, that is so decisive. That it impacted so many lives. So many. I don't want to drag this video on. I just wanted to turn this on and kind of just give my in the moment thoughts. I talked with Kevin last night. It was just a normal conversation. As what we normally do. Hey man, what's up? How you doing? How you feeling? You know, what you got going on for the weekend? Oh, focus group that, and I think I'm gonna be doing topics like this. Da da da. Have you looked at this? How's this doing for you? It's just a normal conversation. But again, that's the difference a day makes. Again, I considered him a friend. He will be sorely, sorely missed. I will sorely, sorely miss him. I will miss his influence. This is, another reminder to tell your loved ones that you love them. You never know when your time is going to be up. You never know when their time is going to be up. So call them and let them know. Give them their roses before you can't.
So, a year ago, when I watched MTR, he came on, the news broke during the day that Kevin Samuels had passed away. But, MTR and other content creators, they really didn't come out until like late that evening because, the volume of disbelief around the fact that the man passed. And one of the more profound things that MTR said in that piece that he let me use is that is MTR talked to him that night. I watched him live, watched him sign off. I've never had any. I mean, of course, I think most of us have experienced death at some point, but it's kind of bizarre to talk to somebody that night that appeared to be healthy, making plans and laughing and chopping it up, and then you go to bed next morning, they're gone. What's up, Team Peterson? Thank you for joining me over here. So tonight's not going to be about a complete reflection on Kevin Samuels, but more so what happened following the man's death. And even a year later, having conversations with various people regarding Kevin Samuels and the fact that you're not even allowed to bring up his name. I should say not allowed to. When you bring up his name in certain company, the reaction that you still get from this guy, especially with Black women, the absolute, I wish I had a thesaurus sitting right here right now so I can actually have better words to choose to use. But the absolute allergic reaction that our women have to this man is absolutely staggering. And when you ask them, why do you feel this way about Kevin Samuels? You can never get a direct answer. A concise, direct answer. You can never get a concise, direct answer out of them. It's always some baloney about him hating women and being disrespectful. And then when you ask one more question after that, well, what did he hate about? What was he disrespectful about? They just would repeat what they just said. They could not give you anything very specific about what that he was doing that was so disrespectful, and that reason why that they hate the man. They just hate him, which kind of goes to the point of, when we out here in these spaces and we're talking about Black women being overly emotional. Which is true. Women make their decisions about what they do, who they like, how they move. It's all emotional driven. And I'm not saying that to say that men don't have emotions. We do, but they primarily make their decisions primarily based on how they feel about something. I've said in other live streams about our women, I said, listen, you can get a woman to do any debaucherous thing that you want her to do. All you got to do is make her feel good about it. How do you think that we have basically an 80% out of wedlock birth rate with our women? How do you think we got 75% of our women not married, but they got a household full of kids? All you got to do in the moment is make a woman feel good about something, even if that particular thing is harmful to her. Make her feel good about it. She'll do it even if it's harmful to her. And then she will spend the rest of her life defending that. And they will do it over and over and over and over and over again. All you got to do is make them feel good about it. So their response to Kevin was because of how they made them feel. And when I would engage, and I recently engaged with the conversation regarding Kevin Samuels with somebody, and I just really pushed him about why you're so angry about this man. What is it that he said that is so that invokes this emotion out of you? And a lot of and the response I got was, well, he done tricked all you men into thinking a certain way and being disrespectful. And I'm so sick of hearing that because Kevin Samuels became the loudest voice in the space, that our women believe that we all fell in line behind him and his thinking and his ideology. That's not how that went. That's not how that works. Kevin Samuels was just a spokesperson. The very thing that you guys were angry about with him, this wasn't men falling behind his narrative. This was Kevin Samuels falling behind men's narrative. There's a big difference there. Kevin Samuels just didn't turn on a camera, plug up a microphone, get a fancy theme song, and then just started talking because he was smart and got away, and then started, cutting down women on this show. That's not what happened. Kevin Samuels started out his media or live streaming career dealing with style, men's style, men's fashion. And it just evolved over the years. And he exclusively, for 3 or 4 straight years, all he did was men's styles and men's content. That's all he did. And then women started coming into the space. They started asking him questions. And then he started being honest about it. The thing that Kevin Samuels says, if you ask the majority of men, the thing that he says is not new to the majority of men, because we all have that perspective. And that's hard for a lot of women to believe. And I told the lady that I was talking to, I said, listen, the reason why this hits you the way it hits you is because you have gone your entire life without men telling you this stuff and being honest with you about this stuff. And the reason why you haven't heard this out of men is because there are no men around in your home, no masculine men, that they're not in your homes, because your mothers and grandmothers did not choose. Well, the grandmothers decided to bail on their responsibilities, raise their daughters on this feminist movement crap. And then the daughters of that generation, which is my generation, started picking men that should never see or get a whiff of any coochie whatsoever. Then you started popping out babies by these dudes. And then you becoming the heads of your household because you go out and get public assistance. You can get Section 8 food stamps and some cash benefits to give you a head start once you pop out some low life's kid. And then you become the head of your home. And then you become the chief boss in your home. And you get to tell everybody what to do. And I told the lady I was talking to, I said to her, look at all, and she had 3 different baby daddies. I said, which one of your kids' fathers has the cachet to be able to tell you anything? Each guy is worse than the next. Each guy required your state assistance, your minimum wage job, your busted up hoopty of a vehicle, your food pantry food, and your Section 8 housing. He needed that for his survival. So when that man got to come into your home and lean on you for state-sponsored resources for his living, what the hell can that man tell you when you're running the show? Can't tell you nothing. So most of our women have been around, the men that they have been around have been men that did not have the ability to tell them anything. And then we're not even going to get on what happened with the church and how the church shifted. It took masculinity out of the church. And a lot of the Christianity preaching has gone from a biblical base to what they call it, prosperity preaching, whatever the hell that is. People are upset because they think Kevin Samuels duped over 1 million men. He did not dupe over 1 million men. I can make the argument 1 million men probably duped Kevin Samuels into becoming the voice of this mess. Because what we have to choose from out here is a whole dumpster fire. And I know our women always talk about it, they're not the quality of men out here. Well, hey, as I said on my stream last week, if there's not a quality of men out there, that's because you raised them. You raised them and you picked them. You pick the men to have the kids with, and you pick and then you raise the men in the homes without somebody who knows how to raise a man. Let me tell you something, ladies. I don't care what narrative you want to spin. There's not a single solitary one of you qualified to turn a young man into a man. None of you are. There's not one. I don't care what Kevin Durant says about his mommy. He's a son husband. I don't care what Shaq says. Or LeBron with his mama out there screwing his teammates. So this was just a reflection that a year later that people are still out here angry about this man, about what he's talking about, and all he is doing. Kevin is just the spokesperson for the men out here who are saying to our women, listen, we are out of alignment. This is out of order. And what are we doing? And what are you doing? And then look at the decisions that you've made. I'm going to be streaming on next Wednesday with a regular show. Y'all got to check that one out because we're going to get into we're going to talk about, because our women always talk about that black men don't got enough resources and we're broken, we're poor, and we can't run nothing because we ain't got no money and they got all this money. We're going to get into it in this whole 50-50 and this partnership stuff. We're going to get into it. We are going to absolutely get into it next week on the show. So I didn't want to be on long. Hey, Lisa, how you doing? So I wasn't going to be on here long. I just wanted to just briefly come on. I'm seeing other people do stuff about Kevin Samuels today, which is great. And I really wanted to just really specifically talk about the people who still a year later still have a very visceral reaction to this man. And this man did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong but speak the narrative that men have talked about privately, and I'll give you this one. A lot of our women don't understand this line of thinking, or this perspective from the men, because that's a failure of the men. I've said over and over and over on my live streams that our men are too cowardly towards our women. We are afraid. And hold on a second, hold that thought. Let me recognize something real quick, and I really appreciate it. Let's see, where we going? Let me see.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
I want to thank I want to thank David for the $20 super chat. Yes, sir. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. I appreciate this. Hey, bro, listen. I got to get with you because I on this money thing, because if you don't, it is such an understatement to make the statement that most of us are financially illiterate. That is an understatement. And as responsible as I am, when I listen to like financial markets and I listen to David or this lady named Square Biz, I listen to them to talk about finances. Man, that's a foreign language to me. I have no idea what they talk about. When they talk about the feds are raising rates, I'm going, what rates? On what? What kind of rates? I don't know what they're talking about. And that's a shame. We should know better, especially brothers, boy. We need help. David, we need help. We need finance for dummies for us. You remember those books that they have out, the piano lessons for dummies or architecture for the little yellow books. I think y'all remember those. But yeah, thank you, David, for the $20 super chat. I appreciate it. I'm not going to be on long because I actually really want to get over to Smoke and talk to them a little bit. But listen, guys, and lady that's here, listen. I just get speechless when people sit around to this day talking about, how much Kevin Samuels hated the one-on-one books. Yeah. How much Kevin Samuels hated, how the people hated Kevin Samuels from the way he talked. Kevin Samuels did not hate black people, did not hate black women. Let me tell you, ladies, something. If somebody doesn't care about you, they will just sit there and not say nothing. The problem is when it comes down to black folk, black men and black women, our outcomes are so disastrous that neither one of us, to a degree, neither one of us have the right to sit there and talk about what we're not going to do or if we're not going to need one another. Actually, the not needing one another comes from our women's perspective. I did a stream about a month ago, and I talked about conspiracies, how we always blame the system for trying to keep us apart. And I came up with a statement: it's not a conspiracy, it's economics. Meaning, the United States government has no vested interest in destroying black people. And I know that's hard to believe given what they've done. In today, it's not even about destroying us. It's economic. When you have a whole culture of people separated from an economic standpoint, you get to bleed them dry because you need two sets of everything. The man needs a home. The woman needs a home. The man needs a car. The woman needs a car. The woman needs light, gas, electricity in the home. The man needs light, gas, electricity in the home. Us being separate is an economic windfall for the United States economy. We have $2 trillion worth of money in Black America, and none of that money is concentrated within the confines of our families, which I'm going to get to on Wednesday when I do my live stream on Wednesday, talking about what I'm going to tell Black women that, Black men, listen, you are her queen in her mind. And that's the name of the stream. You are her queen. And we're going to talk about what this 50-50 nonsense is doing to us economically. You know, this is crazy. This is crazy out here that we are this, that basically 70% of both of us are by ourselves. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I have a $250,000 home. My sexy is stronger, who's in the building. She has a $250,000 a year home, but me and her are separate. And instead of instead of one $250,000 home and then her $250,000 reinvested back into the family, somebody else then got rich off it. The developer, the lender is making money off of it. The real estate agents is making money off of it. All of these people are making money because me and my sexy is strong. We both gotta have our own houses. $2 trillion worth of money. Do you not realize that $2 trillion worth of money in the Black community, that makes us more financially solvent than the country of Russia? And Russia has the ability to destroy the world. They have the ability to destroy the world. And we as Black folk got more economic power than that country. You know, Russia, the one that was headlining the news right alongside Donald Trump during his presidency. Black folk in America got more money than that country. But because we are not together, that money that we have, and let me tell you something, even though we got $2 trillion worth of money in the Black folk, even though we have $2 trillion worth of money within Black America, we're the second lowest paid people in this country. The second lowest. But we're going to get to that on Wednesday. I know I'm like pumping up my Wednesday show because my Wednesday show going to be some fire. I think I might get banned from YouTube off of my Wednesday show. But Kevin Samuels pounding the pavement on behalf of Black men was all because we need the stability and we are exposed. A lot of our women are out here in these streets, on social media, hell, in the churches, in our families, sitting up talking about how Black men don't protect you. How in the hell how can a man protect a woman and his woman house is 15 minutes across town? How in the hell can he protect that? How in the hell can he protect that when his woman is across town? How can he protect his woman when his woman won't listen to him? Let me, and I'm kind of going off on a tangent, and I know it. I was talking to a coworker last night in the hospital. She's a single woman, 52 years old. She has a tremendous amount of health problems. We currently work in an environment where the company that we work at understands her health situation and has allowed her and made concessions for her to stay on the job as long as she's been there. She's been there over 12 years. So she's been on this job. This woman went out and decided to go interview for the same position at another facility. And I says to her, why are you doing this? Because if she had a man in her life, we're not saying that a woman can't move to another, if it's going to be more money or what it's going to be, but there has to be a strategic reason for that, So I asked her, I said, why are you doing this? And her response was, well, I will have more experience. And I asked her, to what end? How valuable is that experience with you? Is that a vanity project? You just want this quote unquote additional experience? What are you trying to do? Position yourself? And she goes, well, I got a bachelor's degree and I'm about to start my master's program. And if I go over here and get this position, and then I stopped her and I said to her, our current manager has been doing our job for only 2 years. She's only 2 years worth of experience, and she's the head of our department. And she doesn't even have a bachelor's degree. So why in the world are you sitting around, one, for to go out and go get another degree, you're going to go to this other place for more experience? And I told her, I said, and then I broke it down to her. I said, listen, you've had a lot of health issues over the last year. And I said, by our policy, our agency should have let you go 6 months ago, but they're still working with you. And they made concessions for you. I said, you were gone for a half a year. No company holds somebody's job for a half a year. Not for no hourly employee, for a half a year. So I said, so where you are right now, you have the security of income because you don't have nobody to fall back on. You ain't got no man. You just got a home with a bunch of kids. So why are you jeopardizing your security? So this is the way a man is thinking. I said, you're going to get over there. What if you get into a situation over there where you're with a health crisis and they just let you go because you exceeded your 12-week of FMLA. Once you exceed your 12-week of FMLA, they can cut you loose. Why would you put yourself in that situation and you just bought a home last year and you got a healthy mortgage? Her response again, her experience, and she thought about it. Not how can a man protect a woman like that? She is sweet as she want to be, but she's convinced herself because of how she feels that this move is in her best interest. And then when she had a brother from the outside looking in with all the information that he has, presenting it to her in the way of her security, she rejected. So how can we protect a woman who rejects good counsel? This is the United States of America. We can't bop you over the head and drag you and make you listen. We can't do none of that. All we can do is provide you with good counsel and hope that you accept it. So I don't know. So Kevin Samuels did his best to put up the good fight with the information and pushing, because he understood that there was a problem with us being this divided. And yet a year later, we still have people here who have such a visceral reaction to Kevin Samuels every time you bring up the brother's name. And then they want to try to blame the black men as if blame Kevin for the black men now becoming more emboldened. And I'm going to say this over and over and over again. Everything that Kevin Samuels did Kevin Samuels did not come up with that on his own. He did not. What he talked about was what men, especially black men, have been talking about for over 30 years. He was just a spokesperson, and a hell of a spokesperson. And he sacrificed being drugged through the streets, drugged through the mud. He sacrificed all of that because he was in a position to do that. All right, y'all, hold on a second. I got one more thing to recognize, and then I'm going to get out of here. I wasn't going to be here long. Hold on a second.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Money talk. Here comes the money.
All right. I want to thank the Do Better podcast. Theo, thank you for the $5 super sticker, my brother. I appreciate it. This was an impromptu stream. I had no reason to. I wasn't going to stream today, but then I had this conversation with this lady, and she just kind of went left about Kevin Samuels. And I'm like, so your problem with Kevin Samuels is like, your problem with Kevin Samuels is what? That he cared about us, that he wanted us to be better, that he wanted to ask the question, what do you got? You're not getting the outcomes that you hope to, and what are you willing to adjust to get that? So that was a problem. Get out of here. Yeah, real quick. Hold on a second. I can't tell anything. Theo, you said it's like 900 people watching and like no likes. Y'all get to get the likes. This is really I don't know what's going on my end over here, guys. And I guess it's a little housekeeping stuff, but I can see when people make comments, and I don't know if there's something going on with the streaming software, but like I can't tell. Like over here, it says there are 4 people in here. So you said there are over 1,000 people viewing, but it shows 4 on my counter. But I see like hold on, let me just roll through it. I see quite a few people. Let me just recognize a few people. Right, Lisa, the housewives from the Wives Clubs. Thank you for stopping by. Team Peterson, thank you for stopping by. Of course, I already acknowledged David because he hit me with that heavy-handed super chat. I appreciate it. My sexy is strong. That's more than 4 right there. So I don't know what the heck's going on. And of course, I cannot not recognize my good friend, Miss Mona D in the building. Yeah. I don't know what's going on, Theo. I really don't know. But, and I need to do something. And like 8 likes on our end. That's crazy. That's crazy. I have weird stuff happening to my channel sometimes. I don't know, because like I got a video out, man, that like got like 500 views, and the next video got like 32, and then I'll get like in the comments, I'll have like 30 or 40 comments. I have no idea. This is crazy. Maybe I don't know what I need to do. Anyways, y'all, I'm not gonna hold you guys long. I just want to come up. I didn't even think wasn't planning on even being an hour, and just say my piece. Please hit the like button for the host. That helps the algorithm. Guys, as MTR said at the beginning, always, for the people that you love and the people that you care about, always let them know that, because you never know when their time is going to come, and age don't matter. Kevin looked to be as healthy as he's in better shape. He looked to be better shape than me. And I'm working on my shape. So, and I see my personal trainer a few days a week, and I informed him today that I'm going to be adding another session to and I don't know what I'm thinking, because this little Negro be killing me. He be killing me. Let me tell y'all something. That little dude be killing me. I've been with him since January, and this dude is absolutely killing me. And I don't know why in the world I'm adding another session to my workout. Everybody, I got people in the chat. Let's just do this. I'm trying to figure out how to end it. All right, everybody in the chat, just go ahead. I'm gonna do this because I actually did not monetize this stream, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna go ahead and do this on the way out the door. Everybody in the chat, just type Kevin Samuels' name. I'll go ahead and give it up for Kevin Samuel. We're going to roll him on the screen.
So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find no better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
can stop me. 'Cause I'm addicted